truly, if there is one thing that has humbled me incredibly, is my underestimation of how truly difficult communication is or can be between us humans, if you would. There's just so much lost incredibly to our own interpretations that we rarely take the time to really listen. Welcome back, familia. I encounter, for me, an extremely frustrating experience, I guess you can say, particularly also on the dance floor, but particularly on watching social dance videos. And I'm speaking to you because I can imagine that if you're crazy enough to be listening to a salsa podcast, that you've at least watched a couple social dance videos on YouTube or your preferred social media platforms. And what I find is the feeling that I'm receiving when there's no music and when there is, meaning if I have the video muted or not, is exactly the same. Familia, if you are on your journey with us, or particularly at Salsa Kings or elsewhere, and you are enjoying this journey of learning to express yourself on the dance floor, I challenge you to be a part of the music. I challenge you to be the physical manifestation that is the music. This requires listening. Unfortunately, we are taught, as we kind of transition from, I would say generically, from intermediate to advanced, but in the Salsa Kings program, we try and promote this message as early as possible. So I would say from beginner to intermediate are we listening to the music? How can we model something? How can we represent something that we're not paying attention to, that we're not looking at, that we're not listening to, that we're not tasting? Imagine if we're trying to copy a recipe and you're not even tasting it. That is the silliness that I feel inside when the dance that I am watching on this video is the same with or without music. To use the song, I frankly consider to be incredibly disrespectful. Not to just yourself and to your partner, but to the musicians who have spent arguably their entire lives creating this piece of art for you to express yourself with, not to execute files, as I always mention, that your instructor taught you or that YouTube video showed you. It's not, the dance floor is not a stage. It's a canvas. It's an opportunity to allow yourself to be human. And there's a kind of a recurring theme that we have going on here, which I'm frankly loving, is the the idea that the dance floor is like the perfect gym or practice for life, because as I started off, communication between one another is incredibly difficult. Even though we speak the same, or you can speak the same language, a lot can be lost to interpretation. And what I find to be radically interesting is I find that even sometimes those that don't speak the same language, hear me on this, actually end up communicating, right? Well, I'm using that word very intentionally, better. And there is a very real factor that plays into this. And go figure, we always go back to it, is intention. There's a very real soul trying to understand the other. There's an intention, there's an attempt, there's a very real, genuine trying, because that bridge that we take for granted, which is the language, if we're speaking the same one, is no longer there. So there's a little bit more of an effort that needs to be placed. And I think this effort overall in everything that we do is so radically important, because a lot of the details can be missed if we're taking advantage of it. So there's the challenge that I've been kind of pushing and promoting here, to kind of practice this, as we've been mentioning, to see if we're truly listening. Dance song. I want you to dance a social dance song. And this is particularly easier for beginners. If you're more advanced, I find this to be more difficult, which for I've had a lot of private lesson students that are more in the advanced realm, and this is extremely difficult for them just because there's a lot of habits that need to be broken in order for what I'm about to challenge you with, for it to be done well. And that's to dance a song with no moves. I want you to just feel the song with the person you dance with. And I want you to reflect on the thoughts that you may be having right now. What? That's crazy. Why would you do that? I'll tell you why. Because that's the point. Long, awkward pause. The point of social dance is to feel, is to give yourself the opportunity to feel. So are you listening? Are you listening to your inspirational source that's supposed to be helping you feel? Or are your ears turned off, and is the videos in your mind playing and you're trying to show off, or whatever other motive that you have for being on the dance floor other than using it for the canvas that it is? Using your partner for selfish reasons. It's truly unfair. And aside from all of those ugly words, which, forgive me, as you know me, I don't like to, kind of push that energy. It's more so about what you end up losing is the opportunity to create magic, the opportunity to open your heart. And all that's genuinely required is the same intention in communicating with somebody that you don't share the same language with. Because I imagine you're a very nice person. You listening right now, you're a nice person. You can communicate things effectively with a smile on your face as you, let's say you're in a foreign country and ask for the bathroom. You don't need to know their language to communicate genuine kindness. Smile on your face, perhaps, lowering your head, being mindful, giving space to each other. These types of things, these, what I like to call and commonly do, intangibles. These, familia, go so much farther than what, dare I say it, society promotes them to be. It's the in-betweens. It's the silences between the notes. It's the movements between the turn patterns. It's the feelings in between dances that we're talking about here. Oh my God, but that sounds so elusive and so complicated. Or maybe it's just so simple that we're overlooking them. The beauty of your breath that you're taking right now. Are we taking advantage of it so much that we don't realize how good that feels? How blessed we are to be able to do that? This episode is inspired and created to simply promote the idea and not to take advantage of the beauty that's before us, of the music and the opportunity to feel. You'd be surprised at how many videos you see that are exactly the same when the music is on and when the music is off. In a perfect world, the social dances that you see muted, you would be able to tell what song is playing. Or you could at least take a guess at what, is it slow, medium, fast? Is it a happy song? Is it a slow, chill, mild song? You would at least be able to get a hint. If you're dancing the last song the same way you're dancing this song, I'm sorry, but we have work to do because it's a different inspirational source. Unless you are in the exact same moment in time, dancing with the exact same person, listening to the exact same song, what is expressed should be different. Because not even you are the same person that you were at the beginning while listening to this episode. You are officially someone else because you now have this data. You are now biased and influenced from a psychological perspective from this new information that you have, from these new feelings that you've acquired. You are officially someone new, reborn in every moment of every day. And because of that, our need to practice, to listen, and of course, we're talking about listening because we're talking about social dance. But it may be, are we watching? Right? What comes to mind right now is in a rueda de casino, right? A lot of our training, we don't speak in rueda de casino. We have our students simply watch the leader and the caller. They should, what else do they need to be paying attention to? Other than what the fun part of rueda de casino is, of course, everybody being connected and staying together. So that concept of that notion, right? Are we watching? In the same example that I was giving before about trying to copy a recipe, have you tasted it? Are you tasting the inspiration source? Are you feeling it? Perhaps you design clothes and you want to get an idea from something and you want to be able to feel the material that it is as it gives it, another look or a different, I don't know that industry, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say here is using the gifts that we have to pay respects and to honor that inspiration source as we go about expressing how that feels. Allow your body to be a vessel in which the music is uploaded into for you to enjoy the ride that the music gives. Dance songs that you like dancing to. Dance songs that you enjoy dancing to. And, dance, it doesn't necessarily, of course, have to be salsa or Latin, right? If you have a favorite song and it's a slow dance, right? The way that you're going to slow dance to that song is going to be different than the way that you slow dance to another song. But you're still slow dancing. You're still doing the same two-step, but they look and feel completely different. Or at least they should, if you're actually feeling something, right? It's kind of like I want to say like the colors in a rainbow, right? There's an infinite amount of colors, the same way that there's an infinite amount of feelings. For them to feel the same, the only way that they feel the same is if there's nothing to feel. That's the only way that something could feel the same, is if there's nothing there. If you feel something, it automatically has a very unique and special energy signature to it. Lean with that. If you're a beginner, obviously the light is perhaps going to be, dimmer than if you were to practice it and exercise that pushing of that light within you, right? But allow yourself to just get in the habit of selecting that unique energy signature, allowing it to run through you and express that. It's so much fun. It truly is, and it's absolutely free. Familia, I hope to see every single one of you on Miami Salsa Cruise 2026. That's February 22nd to February 28th. We're going to Ocho Rios. We're going to Cozumel, Mexico, and Grand Cayman. We're going to have an absolute blast as there's live salsa music every single night. You want to talk about an opportunity to really be able to express yourself. If you haven't danced to live music yet, make it happen, whether salsa or not. Go to a live jazz band and go ahead and check that out and allow yourself to feel how that makes you feel, right? And even if you're just swaying in your chair, that is it. Do that. Practice that. Of course, salsa, bachata, your Latin social dances, etc. There's so much more room to play. So take advantage of that, of course, but not ever forgetting the base. Not ever forgetting the base of why we're doing all of this. I love you all so much. Andres Fernandez, episode 190. Are you listening? Signing out.